There we go. All right. So we're on air. So hello, everybody out there in the interwebs. This is Ski with F&P, and today we have Mr. Matt Taylor himself.
What's going on, guys?
Amazing individual. He is part of the Defenders of the Citadel group up in Dallas.
That's right. Represent.
Met their group at Wargamers Con last year. Played Matt first game.
Yeah, we did. We played first game last year, and I ran my big old mammoth against your brutes. Oh man, you had never played against the mammoth, so you didn't know what was coming at you. But yeah, that was I'm sorry.
Oh no, I had the best time. Like
he wanted again. You got my best sports, by the way.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, but I remember that game. I remember you had like just a unit of buffed up brutes, like 10 of them going against my mammoth, and I had my mammoth on a 2-up, 6-up.
Oh yeah.
You were like, it does what?
Yeah, when I walk up to the table, you're supposed to pick our hidden secondary, and I was like, all right, I'm doing annihilation or assassination, and the thing I picked was that war mammoth. I was like,
I remember that. You ended up getting him at the end, like the very end.
Because of you reminded me, hey, go ahead and see if you can get your foot of Gork off.
That's right.
We totally forgot about that spell phase, and you're like, hey, just see if it worked, and it went off and ended up killing them, and I was like, yay!
Right. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, great guys. The whole group of you guys are amazing.
Thanks, man.
Can't wait for
Warzone. Yeah, we're looking forward to coming down south and hanging out with you Houstonians.
Excellent.
For a little while. We got quite a good group coming. I think there's probably around 10 of us, give or take.
Yep.
They're heading that way.
And you guys are bringing 5 tables too?
Yeah, I'm bringing 5 tables in tow. We got a ruined city, a lava field, which I just finished. We've got a medieval village, a destruction orc camp, and like a demon wasteland.
Oh, beautiful, man.
Yeah, so it should be good.
I give you the props because this is the first year for Sigmar and Warzone, and trying to come up with terrain and enough tables and have
enough. It's a beating because I'm in the same boat. I'm getting ready for the Masters final, and then the Defenders want to run a GT next year. So I am reciprocating love now and hope that I can get something next year whenever my turn rolls around. I know from experience what I'm doing right now, how hard it is to run through all that stuff, man. It takes a lot of work to get all that organized and set up. And I mean, you guys are going probably nuts right now with T-minus 5 days until you guys hit the ground running.
Well, Friday. Yeah, Friday's Friday for us.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for in the community, our Age of Sigmar community in the Texas world, I would say, we wouldn't have the terrain we have. I mean, like you said, if you're bringing 5, Mr. John K, he's bringing another 5 or 6. I think this Andrew from Slambo, he's bringing a couple.
Sweet.
Got some individuals bringing a couple.
Well, and that's what it's all about too. I mean, just put yourselves in our shoes for those who aren't TOs, especially for these bigger events. Imagine trying to acquire enough terrain and mats to fill up 20, 30, 40 tables, 50 tables. That's just doing that by yourself would just be daunting.
Yeah.
I mean, would be that, or you just have to just submit and just throw together just the biggest piece of crap tables you could find.
Yeah. Or you have the money.
Yeah. Or you just pay, $200 a table and get it done that way. But yeah, it takes a lot of work. So it's really awesome to see the community get together and rally around each other, which I think is unique to us. I don't think that happens very often, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty solely in Age of Sigmar, so I don't really know what's going on elsewhere in the world, but I think it's pretty neat.
Well, and we don't have to worry about the whole nothing against 40K, but they have the whole ITC ranking thing where they have to have specific terrain and it has to be certain this and certain that. And
oh yeah, now ours is just show up and roll dice. If you've got nothing on your table, then you've got nothing on your table.
Yeah, adjust.
Go. Yeah.
Well, and for Warzone, and I'm gonna say this on Saturday, but I'll say it on live now. It's basic content, countdown is the tables will have terrain on it. there are rules for garrison. We'll go over some of the missions and explain a couple things. But it's really up to you and your opponent. At the end of the day, you walk up to that table, go, okay, hey, can we shift this around? Does this make sense? Can you agree on this? It's up to you and your opponent.
Right.
That the train's there for you to have a good experience, not for me to micromanage how you play your game.
Solid. I like it.
And I think that's a better way of doing it, as long as we have the community we have. So if we have a bunch of dirt bags, you can't really do that then.
Yeah. Yeah, typically, if I've got a terrain question, it's usually like, hey, do you mind just moving this any way you want to, just so it's not sitting on an objective? Or if a TO is not around, I say, hey, on a 4-up, I'll put it this way. On a 1 through 3, I'll put it this way. It's easy. Yeah. Makes things a lot faster, too. Because I think that's big, especially when you first get started with the weekend. That first game, when you're trying to get everything set and ready and you're nervous about rolling dice and how you're going to deploy and who you're playing, and before you know it, you're running out of time. So getting things going pretty quick is sometimes important.
Yeah. Then when you walk up to a table and you're like, oh, there's like 160 plague monks or chaos myth or
exactly.
It does affect people when they see what they're up against.
Yeah, it's just like anything. I mean, anything where you're competing, whether it be for fun or not, you always want to do well. So you always are trying to do your best. And I played sports growing up, so the hardest part with nerves was just like the first 2 minutes of the game, whenever you're just about to get hit or about to throw a ball or go bat or whatever. Same thing is true in the tournament scene. Your first game, the first 15 minutes, you're kind of just getting the nerves out.
And that's what I always talk about, like with people dropping. It's like, it's even if you do bad, you should never drop.
No. Yeah. So PSA, anybody out there goes 0-3 on your first day and just doesn't show up for day 2, you're missing some of the best games of your weekend, because the people you're playing day 2, they're just like you, man. They had a rough day 1. They're ready for some fun. You're probably going to get better games.
Yep.
You're wasting your registration fee.
Oh, big time.
Let's face it, sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw or you had a bad matchup or whatever. Yep. But don't get discouraged and just quit. Get out there, enjoy playing your game. It is a game. I will say this compared to maybe when I was younger and playing sports.
Oh, yeah.
You should be a lot more relaxed playing a game with a bunch of guys rolling dice than you should about just about anything else in life. So if you're taking it too seriously where you can't continue because you don't want to lose, and that's not a way to play.
I'd say reevaluate your priorities, but
yeah, no kidding.
Well, so let's see what we've got going on here. Talk a little bit about that. So we have we'll go Army briefing. And so today I was going to, if we were sold out, I was going to unlock all the Army rosters for everybody to see, because that means no one can join in and tailor their list because they can see everybody's Army, and it would have been quite nice. But we're not sold out now.
How close were you guys?
Well, we were sold out at a point, and then unfortunately, General's Handbooks drops, and people, I don't think they're used to GTs where it's usually 30 days out, no exceptions.
Right.
Some people kind of go 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks at the latest, but we were like, we're not going to use it because if it's a lot of changes, it doesn't give us time to look through it and play some games. It doesn't give you
guys time. Even my Army today changed, right? Oh, yeah. Like I play Corn. I didn't know my rules or my points until today if you were going off of the new GHB stuff. So yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we're 5 days away, and suddenly if we did go to the next one, I would have to completely change my list, which wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
To anybody, to people that I'm playing or myself. So yeah, I get that.
Well, it's like with me, because I go to school and I'm on break right now, and so I'm at an advantage. If we did that, I could play a game every day, all day, if I wanted to, and get my list maximized compared to somebody that has a full-time job and they can maybe get one game a weekend.
Yeah.
So I always look at the whole bigger picture, and I try not to be so, tunnel vision on it, but we had some people drop probably because of the General's Handbook. Some people drop because of college. because it's, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
that's any tournament though. It's not like you guys do anything wrong. That's every tournament known to man,
yeah, and
including the ones we run up here. Where in Dallas right now we sell out in 5 minutes, but never fails day of tournament. Even though we don't do refunds, we still get 2 or 3 that drop every time, which kind of sucks because it's like, man, you took the spot of someone who really wanted to play probably.
yeah,
But it is what it is. Things come up, we get that, and sometimes people just commit to something before they know they can come for sure because they want to get the ticket. So
yeah,
no, you've got plenty of people to make it a legit tournament. You guys are over 40,
yep.
which is full points for the Masters. So
We got 44 is the and that we could get a couple more day of.
Sure.
You never know. But let's see. Let's go over some little statistics here. So, out of the 44 players, let me make sure the math's right before I say numbers and then like, oh, the count's not right. Hold on. 20, 30, 20, 34. Yeah, okay, so it's right. All right. So we have 19 order, 11 death, 10 chaos, and 4 destruction.
Man,
that is the
those new Iron Jaws points just have not hit just yet.
Yeah.
but they're coming, and I'm sure the people who wanted to play found something else to play too. But that's pretty cool.
I mean,
it makes sense. Order's the biggest alliance. It's got the most factions in it. It should have the most armies. Death is probably the smallest, and is that number 2 or 3?
They're the second. They're at 11. Chaos is at 10.
Probably. FEC and Legions leading the pack on that one, probably.
Well,
sweet, man.
We'll go through so we have 6 Stormcast armies. We have 5 Seraphim armies.
5.
4 Daughters of Cain.
Makes sense.
3 Fire Slayers. And 1 Sylvaneth. Yep, 1 Sylvaneth. So that's our order, it looks like.
I think the biggest surprise out of that one would be Seraphon to have 5.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It would have been 6, but a friend of mine couldn't play his Seraphon because they're not fully painted, so he's actually playing my Iron Jaws.
Oh, nice. That away. So who's not represented there from order that probably should be? Any big factions that didn't make the cut?
I got Stormcast Seraphim, Daughters of Cain. I mean, I would say KO, but hey,
Yeah. Even still, I mean, KO has a place right now.
Yeah.
They're not a 5-0 army, but they're definitely not an 0-5 either. I think they take some of the more elite lists out there and gives them a speed bump for sure.
And it's surprising I'm not seeing any like Swift Hawk or Wardens.
Yeah, like the one-off.
Yeah.
We had a guy last year, Nathan. He hadn't played a whole lot of AOS, but he was competitive with War Machine, and he brought some Wanderers, and I played him pretty well. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get any kind of ones there.
Yeah, or even a general order alliance with like high elves with bolt throwers with mixed mash.
Yeah,
but
yeah, we got a guy in our group. His name's Lang, and he plays Order Draconis, and he loved the bolt thrower. And then it got legal with GHB 19 until the errata today, where they stuck it back in the grave, and he was not very happy about it. He'd already bought a Lord Ordinator and everything to make him just sick nasty. You're painting corn right now, right?
Yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, Blood Warriors.
Yeah.
If I win that charity army, though.
There's my Skull Crusher that's coming along.
Ooh. Let's see here.
Getting there.
See, mine's a little bit darker. Oh, let's see.
I got you. Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe I should have done that. Does that make a difference? There we go. Now we're just showing off. Looks good, man. Yeah. So that's for the charity army?
Yep.
I'm kind of excited about that. I wouldn't mind winning that. I'll put some money down.
I hope everybody gets excited because I mean it's
big old dragon you got there, buddy.
Yeah, the dragon. You got the demon. The demon isn't bad. He's more of like a guy to have.
That's the big Korgoroth. What's his name? Starts with an S. I can't remember, but they're like the big giant dude from Forge World. He's a sweet model with rules that need updating. But if you want a fun game, he looks like a ton of fun to play with.
I think his name's like Scar or Score or something like that. Scar.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It's Corn. Maybe I'll start with SK something.
Yeah, so there's him. Then you got the 5 Flesh Hounds. I'm working on 5 Blood Warriors. I'm, trying to make them as good as I can. Paint them as well, because people ain't gonna really look at them. They're gonna look at the big stuff. But
have you painted Corn before, or is this your first go around with them?
I've painted some, and I always paint things untraditionally.
Yeah.
So like everybody does the red armor and all that stuff.
Right.
Cool. The new contrast paints, on the other hand, have changed a lot for me. So like these guys' armor is they're prime black with a flesh tear contrast.
Oh, that's cool.
And then washed with Earthshade to ton of more. So it's still blackish, but it has that red tint to it. So
I'll have to get into contrast here pretty soon. I'll be honest, I've waited because I wanted the be able to get like the full set, and then I'm waiting even more because the store that I'm supporting here in DFW, Texas Toy Soldier, shout out to Brian Henderson, who's the new store owner. Okay. One of our AOS guys just bought the store, and they don't have contrasts yet after they've sold out. So I'm waiting on him to get some more so I can support him. So
well, I know like the bone white. I mean, there's a handful of paints that are out. Like,
oh really?
Yes. So we'll see how that turns out whenever they get back in.
Just have to old school it with my wash and my layer and my base, and it's like VHS to DVD. It's like, oh man, you're still doing that? Yeah.
So we got 11 Death. So we have 5 Night Haunt, 3 Flesh Eater Courts, Grand Host and Nagash. There's one of those. Let's see here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is Legion of Grief. That's Death, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Legion of anything is just a subset of Death.
Yeah, I'm not used to.
They've got Night, Blood, Sacrament, and Grief. I think Sacrament is all about spellcasting. Grief is about bravery tests. Blood, I'm not sure. Maybe they heal themselves like vampires or something. So yeah, they've all kind of got their own shtick. And if you don't want to take any of those, I think you take Grand Host, which is when you run the big boy, Nagash himself. Yeah, still at 800 points for this tournament. Those of you out there who are running the big guy. We got Marcus down here, or up here, I guess I should say. Who runs him.
I think it's going to be interesting with the Death because of the Flesh Eater Court is just a rough army. Like, it's amazing, strong on its own.
Well, it's going to be a brutal beating. They're going to be angry too after today, so I expect there'll be plenty of Flesh Eater guys out there just saying, well, it's all going to go away after Sunday.
Yep.
So get it while the getting's good.
Yeah, really. I mean, they did the point changes. They didn't drop or made the chalice stayed where it was at. So I was just kind of surprised on that.
Yeah, I think it may have gone up 10, like went from 40 to 50 or something like that. Maybe not, but
I don't think so.
All I heard was it's still at a certain number, which probably means it didn't go up hardly at all.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But I think that they got hurt. I mean, obviously, the big thing was how do you take down a Ghoul King on Terrorgeist with the ability to strike first every time? Now he only strikes if he charges, which that's not that bad. He was going to strike first if he charged anyways.
Yep.
So I'm not sad about that. And then their Arch Regents went up significantly, so now they're not going to be able to summon nearly as much off turn 1, which was brutal. So I think that they're not bad at all. They're still going to go out there and do well in competitive settings. I just don't think that they're broken anymore. I think that's what everybody wants, is just not an even playing field, because that's impossible, but just a playing field where you don't feel like you're walking to a table as a dramatic underdog. Like you're both playing the same amount of points. You should be somewhat even to an extent. Obviously, it can never be perfect, but not to a point where you walk up and like you tell somebody you're playing Flesh Eaters and everyone just goes, "Oh, have fun."
Yep.
You know, like it shouldn't be that bad. It should be something along the lines of, oh, well, good luck. It's gonna be a tough matchup, you know.
That's how I feel with my Iron Jaws right now. Any of the
Yeah.
armies, I walk up to the table, go, okay, how can I mess up his game plan? Or that's it. I don't
Right.
look at winning. I just look at how can I mess him up?
Yeah. What is he not going to expect? Let's just go for that.
Yeah, and it's rough, you know. And that's a whole nother subject about the Iron Jaw thing.
Times are changing. Things should get a little better.
Well, I don't believe the General's Handbook fixed Iron Jaw.
No, it didn't fix you. It just made you viable until October when they're going to give you a book. Because if they don't give you a book in October, Jesus, I mean, come on.
I have a sneaky feeling it's one of two books. It's either Iron Jaws or it's Iron Jaws and Bone Splitters or it's Bone Splitters. Because remember, they said Gut Busters and Bone Splitters are fine as they are. Remember?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. I just feel like there's such a following behind Iron Jaws. So many people play them, even though they don't have great rules right now. And it just shows how many people want to put them on the board. If you made them a viable option, that destruction number goes from 4 to 40, it feels like. Because I feel like everybody has a secondary army of Iron Jaws up here. Like in DFW, like everybody has Iron Jaws. They just don't run them.
So the Chalice went up 10 points. Commander 2012 games. Let us know. Awesome.
I don't see a chat, but maybe it's because I'm new at this.
It's on the YouTube.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I'm not going to try because I'll mess it up.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just going to do this. Copy, paste this. Yeah. So I mean, I think Death is going to. I don't know. Death's in a good spot. 11 Death armies is great.
Oh yeah, I mean the amount of Grimgas that are going to be coming back this weekend, and the amount of shenanigans they can still do because they're still priced really well right now. They're going to be doing just fine.
Oh, big time.
But that's kind of the fun of this too. Is like I do feel like GHB 19 probably leveled more the playing field. But this is the tournament where you get to go up against like the heavy hitters from old, like DOK, Legions, Flesh Eaters. If you beat them, then great, you get a big medal on your chest. If you're one of them, trust me, there are many more out there like you, and you're going to play someone with a very similar list or a very, not broken list, but list that's uber competitive under the old GHB, and you're going to have some good games. So,
oh yeah,
fun.
Like, and I think that's what I'm excited for because I think it works. I mean, I just hopefully this. All right, so let me back up here. So I think this is gonna be great because of the fact it's the first GT of the Texas circuit, but it's the farewell of the old book. Right. So everybody's got to play at like Adepticon and LVO and all these big GTs, and ours is basically, hey, here's your last opportunity to play your army and see what you can do before the new General's Handbook, FAQ, all that good stuff. So
right. I feel like it's also a good opportunity for people to play the battle plans that we've, I don't know if the word's mastered, but gotten used to a point where like, all right, I've got strategy. I've played this one before. I know what's going on. If you were going into a tournament and you've never played any of the battle plans, which is probably what would have happened or close to with the new GHB, I don't know. You kind of feel like you're just going into it with your hands up in the air going, well, we'll figure it out, I guess, like I think here it's like, no, you got to be pretty tactical and you got to know your stuff because everybody's on an even playing field and no one's getting caught off guard.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel bad. I mean, being the organizer, I'm all about like, don't whine, in the back of my head, don't be a whiner, just play the game. But at the same time, if I did that to somebody, I would feel bad. If like, I didn't give you guys enough opportunity, and even though it's up to the players too. So
I think the only thing that would have hurt y'all if it had gone this way is if GHB 19 would have changed the game.
Yeah.
Like if it would have changed the way the game is played, like the inherent mechanics, where now it feels like you're going back to like imagine if you had to play AOS 1.0 where you couldn't pile in like equal distance or you couldn't use a command point. There were no command points. Like if you had that type of change between this GHB and the old one, then it would have been like, man, I feel like we're taking steps back here. But the mechanics are the same. I mean, the points changed a little bit on some people's armies, but you're not going out there playing a different game anymore. You're still honing your skill off the same rule set, the same general premise.
Yeah.
From the year before.
Which again, I think it's a cool thing that I think we made the right choice. Again, I always bring this back up. So I can't wait to see. I'm going to do a shout out to my friend Jason. He's the one that's playing the Grand Host and the Gash. So I can't wait to see him and Big Daddy Nagash out there doing what they do best. I think it's gonna be great because I don't know if the other ones. I know like the Fleshly Court. Yeah, of course, no Nagash. Legion of Grief. I'll have to look at the armies in separate. We looked through them and validated them, but I haven't like memorized all of them. But I just know him. Grand Host and the Gash. I know he's running big boy. So
it'll be fun.
It's gonna be good to see where he sits. With all these armies.
Yeah, I'm on the mic. I'm just off video. But I can see.
Okay.
No, yeah, I'm excited.
Then we have 10 Chaos, which is your familiar zone. Of course.
Yeah. 10 Chaos. So we probably got 3 or 4 Corn.
3 Corn.
4 Skaven. And like 1 Zinch, 2 Slanesh, and 1 or 2 Nurgle, is my guess.
Let's see. 3 Corn. 2
Slanesh. Yeah, 2 Slanesh, okay.
1 Legion of Asgaroth.
Ooh, okay. There's one I wasn't ready for.
Yep.
You forget about them.
1 Leech. Let me make sure my count's right here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Any Nurgle?
No Nurgle.
Wow, no Nurgle.
Legion of Blood. Legion of Blood is.
That's death.
That's death. Okay, so.
Yeah, so the faction that won Wargames Con last year is not even represented 10 months later or 11 months later. That's crazy.
Bone Splitters. That's who I was cheering for last year.
Well, that's who beat me on the final table.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God, which is a surprise, like a total.
Well, no, it wasn't because I had never played Bone Splitters. We had in our meta at the time, no one ran them up here, and so I had no idea what they did. And this guy, I don't remember his name. I hope he's at the convention or at the tournament this weekend, so I can say hi. But he ran them to perfection, man. He had big old blobs of those 2 wound guys. And all he had to do was run them forward, and then he had some like sort of priest behind him that did some sort of dance, and they just danced all over me. But no, he should have won. I had never played against the Bone Splitter army, and I played wrong because that's half the battles, knowing what you're playing against.
Yep.
Tried to hit a rogue idol with things that had D3 damage. Of course, it halves your damage. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he played them really well, and I think he was the only one to go 5-0, but because of sports and paint, some other stuff, overall went to I can't remember his name. Yeah, he ran a bunch of monks with the big old great and clean ones running behind him, and he wrecked shop. I remember he just had a ton of bodies.
Which
I can't believe they're not being represented. I can't believe. I mean, Nurgle's my second love.
Okay.
That's what I'll be doing after I finish Corn because I feel like they got really cool models and I like the rules and everything. And I'm sure they'll get a book here before too long and be a little bit more updated for the new 2.0, even though they're supposed to be, but not really. Yeah. But yeah, man, Nurgle's great. I feel like Nurgle's really good right now because they got lots of bodies and they can sit on objectives and they can move fast when they want to. They're pointed correctly for the most part, except for the Glotkin. That's surprising.
Yeah, there's 3 Skaven.
Yeah. Actually, 1 less than I thought. I thought 4.
Yep. And then another army that I'm surprised that we didn't say in the order. There was no Deepkin.
That's what it was.
No Deepkin.
I was like, it's missing. Someone's missing.
Yep.
Yes, man. How the come on, guys.
And I have a Deepkin.
Not that I'm complaining because I probably would not do so well against Deepkin. But yeah, no Deepkin. Wow.
Yep. So out of the chaos, of course, you're going to be playing your.
Got my Corn, my mortals. Yeah.
Okay.
I bet I'm the only one running mortals.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to talk about your list or nothing, and that's totally okay.
I'll tell you all about my list. You guys can come by and look at it. I don't care. At this point, all y'all's lists are locked except for like 2 people or whoever may join at the end. And if they're customizing their list just for me, then
Feel privileged.
then they're probably not going to do so well.
I would take it as a privilege. Like, oh man, they just want to beat me. Oh man, that's beautiful.
I'm basically running a Mortals list that has a ton of priests. I've got 3 slaughter priests and 2 war shrines, which have a priest keyword. So I can reroll everybody's prayers next to the skull altar. And then I've got 3 sets of 3 skull crushers. So 45 wounds at a 3-up save. That can tie you up or move around decently well. That's pretty much it. I mean, a few other things here and there, but no bloodthirsters, no demons at all. We'll summon them in later.
No mammoth.
No mammoth. He's too big.
Yeah.
Now that they changed his base size, and that really wasn't even a big deal. I still ran him on a bigger base for a while, but whenever they came out with the corn book and everything that you can buff has to be wholly within.
Yep.
So everything has to be wholly within 16 for your priests and wholly within 8 for your bloodstoker. Well, his base is so big, it's not even less than 8 inches across in any way, shape, or form at any time. You literally can't buff it. And then 16 inches, well, his base from tip to tip long ways is 12 inches. So if your hero's not 4 inches away or less, he's basically just a sitting 4-up that people can then just wreck through. So
yeah.
He's great while he lasted. He's actually right there.
Beautiful model, by the way.
Thanks. He's not actually done yet. I've got most of the heroes on him that I wanted. I've got 2 left to do. I've got the War Queen, Dark Oath War Queen, and the guy, I can't remember his name. Again, starts with an S on corn, surprise. The guy that comes back on a 4-up once he dies. He just got better points today. I don't know. But yeah, so the mammoth is no longer around. So I'm running a bunch of just min units and trying to collect blood tithe and trying to hang on. We'll see. I've only played about 5 games with the new corn, and jury's still out for me. Now today, with all the changes to the army within points, especially bloodthirsters, demons are looking really good.
Yeah, that was surprising. Like everybody, I got so many messages from people today. They're like, "Did you see the changes? All the bloodthirsters, everything went down except for the character that went up." And I'm like,
"Yeah,
okay."
Valkia went up 20 points, and she was unusable at 120. So no one cared. And then every bloodthirster dropped. Wrath of Corn went down 20. The Unfettered Fury went down 30. And Sensate Rage went down 10. And Scarbrand went down 20.
Jeez.
So those lists who were running Tyrants of Blood, which is just nothing but bloodthirsters, just gained about 80 extra points to have bodies or buffers or whatever. Battalions. So yeah, corn just got good from what I can tell.
Oh yeah, easily.
People are gonna hate, especially now, because I mean, I feel like that was all part of the activation wars. Like, okay, they're doing that in response to the Ghoul King. And now that the Ghoul King lost his kind of deal and Slanesh just makes 1 unit go last, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're going to stop with 4 bloodthirsters running at you. All can swing simultaneously back to back to back, and they get to swing first.
Only thing I can think of that can potentially wipe them all out, depending on the range, would be Foot of Gork.
Yeah. But I mean, you got 4-ups to get there, and shooting armies, yes, you can shoot. I get that. But whenever you've just now solidified 4 solid bloodthirsters with command abilities or whatever else they want to run to buff them, you may kill 1, maybe 2, but it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, especially if Scarbrand gets into you.
And Commander tells us that oh my God, Blood Secretor or no?
Bloodsecrator.
Secretor, thank you.
Went down 20.
Yeah, went down 20. Wow.
Yeah, I already had 2 of them in my list, so I was pretty happy about that.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm glad they did it though. I knew it was coming. I knew they were going to hit.
Well, I thought priests were going to go up because priests just do so much. I mean, they're literally the utility piece from heaven. They blood boil you. They have a blessing that you get to choose and then put it on whatever. You're re-rolling all your prayers. And by the way, they can also do a judgment. And it's not just one person can do a judgment. you pick any of your priests, and then any of them know that judgment that you bring. So it's pretty solid. They're freaking studs. So I'm excited. They didn't go up.
I mean, I have a small Nurgle force I was starting to work on, but that's my long-term army because it's expensive the way I want to do it. So that will be my, well, in reserve. If I win the charity army, then I will building a corn army.
Around the dragon.
Yeah, or I will say, hey, I've got this corn army. Who wants to make a trade?
There you go.
But
I've got a bunch of Nurgle that's sitting in boxes because that was the first army that I bought.
Yeah.
And then I was basically given the starter set. And I was like, hey, these corn guys are cool.
Yeah, they are.
And I started with them and just never put them down. So now I'm 2 years deep. And just when I thought I was out again, they dropped the cost of Bloodthirsters. and I run Mortals.
Yep.
So now it looks like I'm painting Bloodthirsters.
But see, mine was I got Ironjaw. I got Bone Splitters first. Then they came out the book. Then I got Ironjaws, and that's who I've been sticking with for. Oh, and then I picked up a Deepkin army. I was going to do one. I'm still working on it slowly. Because I want
no Deacon, no Nurgle. Golly, I still can't. I'm sorry, I can't believe it.
Yeah, but that's like me. I'm trying to do one. I have a faction, a good enough force per allegiance is my. Except for I probably won't do death.
Not feeling death, huh?
I mean, when I think of death, I think of shenanigans.
Yeah,
I'm a big shenanigan person.
Yeah, I'm pretty much chaos through and through. I think my next army would probably be destruction, and then death 3 and order last.
Yeah.
Nothing appeals too much to me about order except a little bit of Deacon, just because I like the way that they look. But everything else, I'm not too interested in.
Mm-hmm. So now we've got 4 destruction armies. We had 3, and so this last weekend we got the 4th.
I'm saying, hold on, 4 destruction, 1 beast claw, 2 iron jaws, and 1 bone splitters.
So 1 iron jaw.
Okay.
We have 2 gits.
Oh, I forgot about gits. Yeah, they should have been higher. My bad, guys.
And 1 gutbuster.
That's right. Jeremy. Doesn't no. Who runs the gutbusters?
Nope, not Jeremy.
Scotland? Oh, is it?
Is it Chris? Let me see. I'll bring up my TO app. But so the Iron Jaws, so we had 3. The Iron Jaws was not in there the whole time.
Really?
Again, like I said, my friend, his Seraphine's not painted all the way, so he's wanted to play Iron Jaws because that's the second army. So I let him use mine, and we were working on lists. He played it all weekend, and he was just ecstatic. So at least we'll have an Iron Jaw players representing at Warzone. Nice.
It just wouldn't be right without him.
Yeah. And he does really well. I just hope that he doesn't get teamed up against some of these the power creep armies. Oh,
isn't that the truth? That first army you go against, you just hope it's not the one that's going to smash your face in.
Yeah. Chris Cole, he's Gutbusters.
Chris Cole, good on you, Chris. Yeah, solid, my man.
So yeah, it's so out of the 4. So this is the best part about that. So out of the 4 Grand Alliances, destruction, those players have the best odds to getting best destruction. Generally.
Hey, you're a quarter of the way there, guys.
Yep. So if all those guys,
my bet is if you can win 3 games, you're probably taking that sucker home.
Well, and it's also paint, and it's also sportsman. All the points and we're not, and I'll get to that. But so the best Grand Alliances, and I'm working on this. But here is the Grand Alliance trophy. There is going to be more than just this, but every Grand Alliance will get a hammer. These will be primed / gold. They will be gold.
Nice.
And there'll be some other stuff as well. But yeah.
Sweet, man. That's awesome. It's always nice to have something to take home.
Oh yeah. We've got a lot of prize support. That's going to be great. We've got some great sponsors as well. So that's, it's even better.
Very cool.
What else was there? Yeah. So for scoring purposes, if people are wondering or when it's going to be implemented, So we are implementing, we have the paint score. And so I'll talk about that real quick, and then we'll go into missions after I talk about scoring. So I have the paint score is going to work first day. We're going to hand out 3x5 cards with your packet. If I can get the list, the master list of everybody's names, anytime I'm going to print them out. If not, I'm going to have you guys write your name very legible on these cards. And then during lunch, you'll have your army set up. Put your card in front of your army with your name on it so we know whose it is, and we will come judge it. We will have judges. I believe the plan is the 40K judges are going to judge Age of Sigmar, and the Age of Sigmar judges are going to judge 40K.
Nice.
That way there's no
bias,
and it really opens people's eyes up on the other side.
So I don't pay you, I pay them.
Exactly. Okay. And then we'll get the score sheets. We'll look at the top, depending on the spread, depending on how points sit. Then the second day, we will let everybody know who are the top armies, quote unquote, and they will have to set their armies again. And then us 5 top judges, be myself, Kyle Valdez, John Owens, Alan Bailey, and Jason from Washington. I always forget his last name, but he's doing Horse Heresy. Us 5 judges will judge to pick the best armies for Age of Sigmar and 40K and whatnot.
Nice. That'd be awesome.
Those scores will be implemented at the end. As sportsmen, the same way. So you'll get your BCP scores because it's points and wins. And then at the end, things can change because we have to input the sportsman score and the paint score. So I just want to bring it out there for people like, oh, I'm gonna win. I have the best score.
I'm 5-0.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait till the end, because you're gonna, that's why paint and sportsman matters. It's all 3. It's a triangle. They all matter equally, in our opinion. But the scoring is a little bit different, but it's all equally important.
Yeah, I feel like from what y'all laid out, you can obviously put yourself in a very superior situation if you win all your games.
Yep.
You don't have to be the best painter out there if you go 5-0, but I feel like you do have to be painted, one, and put some time and effort into your army, and you should do fairly well. And if not, who cares? You got to roll some dice.
Yeah, exactly. I know we'll have some people out there being a photographer out there. I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures, so
cool.
Everybody heads up now. If you don't want to be in the picture, please let them don't. They won't be offended. Just let them know, hey, don't take a picture of me or my army or whatever. It's fine. Let's see here. What else we got?
So talk to me a little bit about how y'all got together, you and Kyle, because this is y'all's first year running it, right?
Yes. So I give it to the Texas Masters for me to actually do this. It's actually your guys' fault.
Oh, I'll take full credit.
So I am very thankful to be on the council of the Masters. I'm very humble about that. I really, I'm not a social media type guy. I'm not always out there doing everything because I'm kind of old school and I have my other issues, but I support the hobby and I've been in this for so long. It's nice to be a part of something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's so whenever we first got everything going, we basically reached out to each city and said, hey, who are your organizers? Yeah. And you and Kyle and Cody were the 3 that popped up. And so we got lucky. We got 3 great guys who are all advocates for the hobby. Cody does his stuff online for his channel, as well as you. And Kyle's obviously been in the forefront of things, running tournaments. So we've got a good group of guys.
Well, so that's where it started for me. And then, so Atomic Hobby had no Age of Sigmar presence whatsoever. Like zero. So I started an escalation league down there because I'm going to school down to that area where it's at. And then from that point on, it just took off. And then Kyle came down, and he came down for one of my tournaments, and he was playing his orcs, his sombrero orcs, freaking amazing looking army.
I haven't seen these orcs, but they look like fun. They sound like fun.
And we started talking, and then he's part of the Masters, and when we're talking about the GTs for the Masters, I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to do the Warzone. I'm gonna have to do it now. Like we don't have
one. Right.
And so we started doing it. And so I asked him, I said, hey, do you want to be a part of the Warzone, Age of Sigmar, be, part of the person that runs it? And he was like, yeah. which is a blessing. And I will keep praising him for until Warzone's over. He is the face of Warzone for Age of Sigmar. I'm the behind the scenes guy. He's the guy that's done the packet. He's printed it off. He's done the statistics. He's done the math. He's done the social media. He's done the let me keep annoying people, make sure to buy tickets. And I'm the guy going, I'm doing this. I got terrain. I got prize support. I'm helping Mr. John Owens because he's the bigger picture of the whole event.
I noticed that on the Everchosen podcast, you guys have a commercial, which is pretty sweet for the Houston Warzone. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Everchosen guys out of Austin and San Antonio, when they break once in their episode, it cuts to, I think it's Kyle, like giving like a verbal, like, come on down to Houston in July and play some Age of Sigmar. Warzone's for you. That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah. We got our own commercial going. That's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, he's literally like, without him, we probably wouldn't be where we're at today with Warzone for Age of Sigmar side. I mean, we do have a strong community, but he's the face. You know, I might be the one that started it and asked him to jump on board, but he's the face. He's the man. I can't. I'm not going to take anything from that.
Do y'all need any mats while we're on the subject?
Nope.
I think I've got 5 more coming in on tomorrow. If y'all need any more.
If you're bringing mats for the tables that you're bringing, that's good enough.
Yep, I already have those. All right, cool. Yep.
Don't worry about anything else. I know we rented a bunch of mats, but that it is what it is.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's where, I mean, and I talked to Mr. Owens, and for next year as well. It's like, if I move or whatever, not, I will still fly down and I'm gonna still try to run Warzone no matter what my location is. I'm still coming down to run it. So
that'd be awesome. Yeah, we're sorry to lose you. Where are you headed? Remind me again.
Well, it depends, of course, on the job. It'd be Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
If I get hired down there, then I'm out.
Yeah.
But then
that's the way it goes.
Down there.
Yeah. There you go.
So
we'll have to make a trip.
Oh heck yeah! Like, yeah, I have plans. If that's the case, I'm working on my own set of terrain. I'm working on a lot of little things so I can be like, all right, where's the store at? All right, we're running.
Here we go.
Let's see what we got here. We got some time left. So, scenario rules. I know they're posted. I'm just going to go over what they are and the tertiary, and then we'll skim through the secondaries real quick.
Yeah.
So we got border war, and the tertiary is control 2 objectives at the same time with units with the battle line roll. A lot of armies, that's going to be easy for anybody to get.
Yeah, that should be a pretty easy accomplishment on first game.
Yep. Second game is escalation with slay an enemy wizard. If your opponent doesn't have a wizard, then slay any hero.
Whoever's playing me game 2, you got plenty to choose from. I got 6 heroes, no wizards. So
if you're an Iron Jump player, I think there's like 2 heroes, maybe 3 at the most. So.
Yeah, that could be either really easy or really hard depending on who you're playing.
Yeah.
Because like if you play Daughters of Cain, you may, if they don't run Warlocks, Marathi may be your only wizard.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because everybody else has priests, like all their queens, hag queens, and all that. It's mainly priests. I think they have like one other wizard, like the Medusa, maybe, but most people don't run her. Yeah. So if you get that Marathi list game 2, you got your work cut out for you. Have fun.
Right. Let's see. Game 3 is total commitment. Have at least 1 model within 6 inches of the center of the board, with no enemy models within 6 inches of the center of the board at the end of the game.
I thought that was really cool because total commitment incentivizes you to completely stay on the outer rim, right? You got one side that you're kind of defensive and the other side you're just going all in on, and you hope that you can figure it out. Hold yours, take theirs. But no one sits dead center until probably round 4, whenever everyone's kind of figured out what's going to happen, and now everyone's trying to get there. Yeah, they're tertiary, so everyone's just going to pile in the middle,
Oh, that's gonna
try
be great.
and kill each other. The hard part's not you having models there. The hard part's making sure there's none of theirs. That's gonna be tough. That'll be a tough one. That'll be a game breaker on tie breaks.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to walk around and see what the chaoticness our tables on in that game. I can't wait.
Going for that middle objective.
I can see a bunch of Seraphim players going, "All right, skinks."
Yeah, and and too, like, it's even if you're not going to win the game, or they're killing you, or they've got 30 models in the middle, you can either be the guy that's like, I'm going to put a couple models within 6 inches just to stop you from getting your extra points, or no, okay, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead and take your extra 3 points because I'm beaten anyways.
Yeah.
I think the spirit is to prevent them from getting their points because they got to earn them right. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it's gonna be great though. Game 4, Better Part of Valor. Score this objective if half of your total starting models have been wholly within your enemy territory.
That's a good one. I mean, I like it because I'm sure that's why Kyle picked it. Was you've got Better Part of Valor is all about knowing when to burn yours and when to go after theirs, because double turns suck in Better Part of Valor.
Yep.
Because not only are they close to you after their turn, they get the double. All they got to do is run enough onto your side to burn it up. They can burn up the whole board in one turn, and now you're done. Game's over.
Yep.
So by saying that you got to have half your models on the other side of the board, I think it incentivizes 2 things. One, it incentivizes you to be aggressive.
Yep.
And 2, it may prevent someone from burning an objective to win the game early because they don't have enough models to get their secondary. And maybe it gives you some life. Maybe then you double turn, or whatever. It could swing both ways if someone's getting greedy.
Oh yeah, big time. It makes people make choices.
Right.
Like, man, it's not like little choices. Like a lot of these, you have to stop and go, okay, you have to make a choice.
Right. Do I go for the win? Do I go for just the tertiary? Can I get both?
Yep.
Yeah. I think
you make it look at your opponent like, okay, if I get the tertiary and he doesn't, does that bring him up? Does it bring me up? Like,
right.
It's a good balance there. So last game, focal point. Keep at least one battle line unit, excluding summoned units, alive while destroying all your opponents, excluding summoned units.
That'd be good. It's very hard to kill anybody's full battle line because usually everyone keeps one battle line back, or they ran onto an objective that no one is really fighting for.
Yep.
And to keep all yours alive at the same time too. It'd be hard for me because I just have a bunch of chaff. I don't have if I ran Brass Stampede where all my Skull Crushers with the 3-up save were battle line, then you are not gonna win that one. But I'm not. So but yeah, that's either going to be really easy or really hard depending on the makeup of your opponent's army. Because some people just want 3 units of chaff, give me 3 units of skinks, and that's it, or whatever. Some people put some pretty tanky units in there because they can, because of their ability. So that'd be fun. I think Focal Points is a good one to end on. I think it's a really well-balanced mission. I think the better man will win. Because sometimes there are naturally going to be some missions that lead towards priority roll is huge. But I think Focal Points, as far as a final game, will definitely pit the best 2 players against each other, and the better man or woman will win, depending on. I know we have some women down in Austin or San Antonio. Like when I do the results for the Texas Masters, there's actually a couple girls who are ranked right now, which is pretty neat. I'd love to play them.
I'm just glad I'm on it. I could have opted to do it, but I'm on it. So.
Yeah, it's fun. I told my guys up here and people who aren't from DFW or whatever. So I'm doing really well right now in our rankings. I anticipate I'll do well because I'm traveling to the majors to be active in the community. But my ranking is not very threatening. I'm not going to be participating in the final master because I'm running the tournament. So everyone who's looking at it being like, man, he's inputting the scores and he's doing really well. You got nothing to fear, buddy. I'm a DQ, auto DQ. So whoever's 21st in our state will be getting an invite, if I'm even top 20 by then. I don't
Yeah,
want to assume anything.
and I'm looking at possibly trying to help judge for that because I know I'm never going to make the top 20.
Hey man, you never know. These majors that are coming up are going to be big changes within the whole landscape of who's going what. But I will say this: if you don't judge, I do incentivize you guys to come up for. If you're not in it, let's say you don't make top 20, and you're not going to participate in volunteering your time to help out and run the thing, which I don't expect anybody to. We're running a dual tournament. It's going to be in the same room, same venue hall. It's a team tournament, team of 2. So we want this to be a big community shindig at the end of the year, January 25th and 6th, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't make the top 20 to be individual, grab a buddy and come up for the partner tournament. It'll be 40 players, 20 teams of 2. We're going to have great prize support, great trophies. You'll love the time up here in Dallas. So we strongly incentivize those who don't make top 20 to come up.
Well, I like playing, but I have been noticing I enjoy the
admin side,
the admin judging / that I just enjoy it because I love walking around and just being able to talk to people and look at what's going on and like a sportscaster per se in a way and I get excited when other people get excited.
Man. So, well, we're talking right now. We know we're going to run the Masters GT in January. That's a given. We've committed to that. The venue's booked. We've signed a contract. But Dallas will run its own GT next year. We're not going to do the stuff with the Citadel anymore. We've just been burned too many times. We thought it was going to be a higher level of quality, and it just wasn't. So we're doing our own, and it may be independent, or we may team up with one of the bigger conventions up here. Just depends on what we negotiate and what that ends up doing. But either way, there will be a spring, early summer GT here in DFW next year. So we're excited.
Excellent. And let's just hit these secondaries real quick. Let's see if you've noticed anything, and then we'll call it a night, I think. Let's see here. Secondary objectives. We got elitists. Switch this over here real quick.
I'll grade these on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being very plausible, 1 being it'll never happen.
Okay. Hey, what's going on, George? Thanks for stopping in. Doing a shout out to George and 12 Neff and Commander again. Thanks you guys for watching and jumping in. George, real quick, he donated a airbrush for price support. Not the compressor, but an actual airbrush, a brand new airbrush. I don't remember what brand it is. It's a good one. So let's see here. All right, so number 1, elitist. Destroy your opponent's most expensive non-hero unit. If there is a tie, then destroy any of them.
I give it a 3. Some units are going to be like Grimghast Reapers that are built to die, that are expensive, but they're going to come back, so your opponent doesn't care, so they'll let you kill it. Others are going to be the freaking Fire Slayer, don't touch them, Hearthguard Berserkers, and you're and you got no chance. So I give it a 3. It could go either way depending on what you're playing.
Every time you say Hearthguard Berserkers, I'm just like, oh.
Run away, run away, run away.
All right, number 2, too many to count. Destroy your opponent's unit with the most models. If there is a tie, then destroy any of them.
I give that a 4. That's not too bad. Usually some of your ones with more models, again, Grimghasts, like you got Gits who run a bunch of Stabbas. You can usually pound through them through the course of 3 rounds. So if that's your goal, you can probably do it. Like if you're actually looking to knock them out, yeah.
This one's cool. I like the twist. It's assassin, but it's not the regular assassin. It's kill at least half of your opponent's starting heroes.
Ooh.
Yes.
I give that a 2. That's pretty hard. I think that's one of those things where your opponent usually guards heroes. I mean, most people do. Heroes aren't really expendable. So killing 1 or 2 in a game is pretty tough. If they bring 5 or more, it means you got to kill 3, which I would say most armies carry at least 5, unless you're running like Nagash, you know? So I would say, yeah, that's going to be pretty tough. I give that one a 2.
Break the camel's back. Destroy all your opponent's starting battle line units.
That's one of those where you look across the board and you're like, all right, are they running 3 units of chaff with that are built to die like mine? Yeah, please, I'll take that one. So I give that one a 5 because you're either gonna know it or you're not. Like it's either like what's your battle line? Okay, yeah, I got you. Good.
You go up to against, oh, you got Hearthguard Berserkers, a full squad,
Nope.
or you're like, oh, you have an Iron Jaws Arboys 30-man units with shields and both banners.
Yeah, no,
and you're running Bloodtooth, that's a 10 leadership, and they don't run on a 6-up either. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I'm okay. If you come with 3 units of Skinks, yes, please. If you're coming with 3 units of Blood Reavers that are built to have Blood Tithe, or your opponent's trying to give them to you, yeah, I'll take that. But yeah, there's some other ones where I'm good. So you'll know that one when you look across the board pretty soon.
So protect the king, keep your general alive and on the battlefield at the end of the game. That's pretty doable.
Yeah, I would say that's doable. I'd say that's a 4 because you're probably trying to protect your general anyways. Shouldn't be that difficult if you're really trying to protect them to do so. You can always give your opponent different things to bait and go after if you're trying to make sure you collect that one. That one doesn't depend on dice going your way most of the time. Most of it depends on you making sure you protect yourself. So it's on you kind of a deal.
Yep. And it's easy. It's like, okay, I'm going to play defensive with my general. If you're using him as an offensive character and overall, you're just like, okay, this game, objective, defensive general, done.
Right.
I mean,
not a good one for you if you're running like Tyrants of Blood and your general's the dude with the big axe who's supposed to run into the group and blow him up because he's going to die after that. Not the one for you. But if you're running Nagash, and you're sitting at the back of or Lord of Change, where you're sitting at the back of the board and just doing your magic stuff, yeah, sure, I'll take that one. No problem.
Crusher.
If
he's your general, not a good one for you.
Yeah.
Next one, give me the loot. Destroy all your opponent's models that have artifacts.
Ooh, that's tough because there's going to be 2 of them. One of them is going to be the general. Doesn't have to be, right? But probably is. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that one a 2.
Let's see. Get the big gun. Freaking Kyle and his orkiness here. Slay your opponent's model with the highest wound characteristics. If there is a tie, then destroy any of them.
I feel like you could get that one. I'd give that one a 4. Because, you're going to go in some armies that you have the thing you can't kill. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff out there where, like mine included, all of my heroes are 5 wound heroes. My priests are 6 wound. So if you kill any of my priests, I got 3. You get it.
So there's shooting that you can do it. There's magic.
Right.
There's possibilities out there.
As long as you're not doing that one against the army that has like the big, Archaon or the Nagash or whatever, you can probably look at all the heroes and go, okay, 6, 6, 6, 5, 6. I'll kill any of the ones with 6 wounds or whatever, and then I win. I get it. So yeah, I give it a 4.
This is the Scar brand, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Wanted list. Slay your opponent's general before yours is slain. Obviously.
That's hard, though, because you got to, again, it depends. Like, you have to play defensive and offensive. You can't just be defensive.
Yep.
So I'm going to give that one a 1 because, 1, you may not even kill the general. You may try and not even make it happen. And 2, he may kill you first. So there's too many things that may happen or may not happen for that one to be a shoe-in. That's going to be pretty hard.
Last one I think is going to be hard. So this one is equally as hard in my opinion. Protect the weak. Keep all your starting battle line units alive at the end of the game.
Oh, -3. Like, good luck, man. I mean, there's no way that you can. At least I can't see how any army can run out there and not go into combat with their battle line. I mean, that's like your first line. That's the guys who should be fighting before anybody else most of the time. To not lose any unit, and usually your lowest bravery. Man, that's gonna be. At least you get like 5 points for that one. Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
So now looking at all 9, I think there's maybe 1 to 2 that are I won't not say guaranteed, but are easy. But all of these, majority of them are not easy.
No, yeah, there's only one or two where you can just do your thing and not have to worry about your opponent.
Yep.
And the rest of them are situational. And then there's a couple where you got to get lucky.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, yeah. But again, I mean, you can say that, but every army has their uniqueness to it. And one of these may fit just right, you know?
Yeah.
Depending on the battle plan, depending on who you're playing, it may be right up your alley.
Yeah, and the best thing is too is for GTs, you want, in my opinion, you want missions to be hard, you want secondaries to be hard, you want your tertiaries to be as hard as possible. Like you want everything as hard as possible because then it makes our job as TOs easier.
Right. Well, that's the thing is you don't want three guys who have the exact same score fight like that are one's going to get second, one's going to get third, one's not going to podium at all because of a tiebreaker that you have to like whittle down to its third or fourth tier. Like you want it to be very cut and dry. Like this is your points, this is your points, this is your points. Not to say there won't be ties, but you don't want to make it so that it's like an easy thing to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I really don't want at the end of the season to have 6 dudes all in 20th place, you know, for the Masters. Like that is not. That's why everybody gets 5 scores and not 3 like they do in Australia. Is because I don't want ties. I want people to distinguish themselves and then to make it easy on everybody.
Well, and I'm not last, and I know I'm tied with like 3-4 people, but I'm not happy.
So. But as and everybody keeps accumulating and putting their scores in, that will again separate. There's a lot more ties at the middle and the bottom of the Masters list right now than the top because the top guys have 5 scores. Yep. So it's a lot easier to differentiate between those guys.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I get a bug up my rear and play in like. Let's see.
All right, you're playing Wargames Con, I'm assuming.
That's 50-50.
What about Slambo?
I don't know if I'll be able to make Slambo.
Because if you can make either one of those are huge. Yeah. And then all you got to play in is like 1 more or 2 more throughout the rest of the next, 4 months, 5 months?
Well, the fall semester is really going to be the question because I'm taking 4 classes in the fall. It's so they should be hard classes. It just depends on the workload. That's all that matters. Like the IT stuff, and I know most of it, but it's the workload that really will bog me down if anything. But it is what it is. But you know, who knows? I might be able to get up there.
I'm telling you, things are about to like everyone's like, oh, these guys are always in like 1st or 5th or 20th or whatever. Once the majors hit, everything gets shuffled big time.
When you get people forget too, real quick, is so all these majors are happening. The guys that are in the top tier, every one of them run a major event. So there's one major that they're not going to be in.
Right.
So
yeah, that and most of these guys running these events play consistently and have been in enough tournaments that they've got 5 scores right now.
Yep.
So like there's people in 45th place where if you get top 5 at any one of these tournaments and you're getting 90 plus points, you add 90 points to your score and now you're top 5. Yep. Like you can go from 0 to hero real fast with one of these with a good score from a major. So it's anybody's ball game right now. No one's locked up, not even close.
And so last bit before we call it a night, so I remember everybody that's out there that's watching or will be watching for Wargames Con, we will be doing a Friday. We're gonna get everything set up. Hopefully, I don't know the time yet, so I'll post that once I find the exact time. But we'll have open play that night and pre-registration, so you can come check in Friday night, so you don't have to worry about doing it Saturday before all the games.
You meant Warzone. I think you said Wargames Con.
Oh yes, Warzone. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So what time? So I'm driving down Friday, just so I know. What time will y'all be there to register people, give or take?
Okay, we'll just say. Actually, let me just bring something up real quick. So the dilemma is, and if people don't know this, we only have 1 room for Friday because the other room has been reserved for going to be used for weddings. So we have the Age of Sigmar side is what people are going to use for open play. And it looks like we'll just say about 6 or 7-ish. We'll start early registration up until probably about 10 or 11.
And who should they look for? You, Kyle, someone else?
Age of Sigmar, look for me because
you're the man.
I have the app for the BCP check-in, And if you have done the VIP packages, we have working on those packages as well. You'll get those that night. I'm pretty sure that's what Mr. John Owens said. So, yeah.
Cool.
But for me, yell out Ski or Chris or, hey, who's running this event? Or, just run around poking people. They'll tell you where we're at, and then down the street, on the other side of the highway, there is I want to say it's not a brewery, but it's like a pint house / beer place with hamburgers and stuff. So there's a lot of food, but that's a nice, good place to go hang out. So
nice.
Anything else? Oh, awards. All the awards will be we're doing a joint award ceremony between all the events. So once the awards are done, and then we'll pick the winner for the charity army after all the awards are done.
Cool.
So just to throw it out there.
Well, I'm excited, man. I know the community's excited as well. We can't thank you enough for all that work and effort you're putting into it, especially leading off the way for this season.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll see you here in a few days.
Excellent, man. And I appreciate you jumping on. I wish we had the other two individuals on tonight with us.
That's all right. Napic's got to paint his rats. He's trying to win him a tournament, and Kyle has kids to take care of. So all perfectly understandable excuses.
Oh, yeah, big time. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, guys, this is Ski with F&P. Thanks for all the Patreon supports. Thanks for everybody that's been watching. And I can't wait to see you all at Warzone and possibly sometime in the future.